Welcome to Path to Peace with Todd Perlmutter. I'm your host, Todd Perlmutter. Our world is a projection of our collective consciousness. The more peace we bring into our lives, the more peace we bring into this world. So let the transformation begin. The first and most important tip for anyone that I see who is struggling with meditation, struggling to keep a consistent routine, or even someone who has done it for a very long time consistently and feels like they're not getting any results. Tip number one is notice the energy you are bringing to your meditation. We often dread that meditation session that we have coming next. We mentally delay it or complain about it. When we do it, we just can't wait to get through it. And this is a very difficult way to approach our meditation practice. This almost ensures a very difficult meditation. And we are so used to everything in our life coming with pressure, coming with expectations, coming with demands, and so we put this pressure on ourselves at all times. And anything we do with great effort, we almost tense up our entire body. We tense up all of our muscles, and we focus with great concentration, but also this tightness in our body. And what we want to learn to do is keep watching with that focus, but relax every muscle in our body so that we can learn to live in this world by moving through it, by doing all the things necessary that need to get done. And we do it with no stress. We are alert yet relaxed, and we live in that contradiction, that space, that middle path, not too tired, not too agitated, acting with inner stillness and no resistance. In meditation, there is nothing to take seriously. There are no measurements or goalposts that we can judge ourselves by. This is the time to relax. This is the time to feel as though we're on the beach and we're listening to the oceans, and we close our eyes and just let the sun warm us, where we are not stressed, where we are not worried about our job or a client or even worried about what people are saying online. We can just put that all aside when we're on the beach. But when we're in our room alone, for some reason, it's a lot harder. But this is where it's most needed. And so we need to see how we are viewing the meditation and make sure that we are not getting stressed by this practice of relaxation, that we are relaxing our body and mind, and that we are, no matter what we think about the entire time during the meditation, no matter if it's very negative and complaining or dark or scary, whatever it is that we've been focusing on through a difficult meditation, at the end of the session, you will have faced that fear without running from it. It will not be as scary tomorrow. And that stillness, that still body, and that calm, relaxed state of being, in the deepest meditative state you could get into, will create a calm energy within you that will sustain you until the next day. So there is no wrong way to meditate. We don't need to have pressure on ourselves for results like we do in every other aspect of our lives. This is the space of freedom. This is the space free from all pressure. This is our time to mentally go wherever our mind and our consciousness can take us. We are doing it for the betterment of ourselves because we know that if we all improve ourselves, then this planet improves. And it is literally for the sake of all mankind, for the sake of all living beings on this planet, that we must all do this work and awaken in order to bring about a world with a raised consciousness where cruelty becomes unthinkable. So when you think about waking up early to meditate, be excited, be grateful, bring to it that sense of, I know that I will become calmer, I will become happier. And what is more important than that? I used to resist meditation. I used to fidget every 2 seconds. I couldn't even keep my eyes closed for more than a minute without just looking around the room. And then one day, 5-10 years after I started meditating, I realized how I was not appreciating how calming and relaxing and restorative it is. And that even when I have the worst meditation, I feel so much better, so much stronger. And today, I can't wait to meditate. I soak up every minute of it I can, and I do it as often as I can because it is so fulfilling and rewarding. And that is something that you don't see when you first start out so clearly. So stick with it. And the sooner you can approach it as what a blessing, what gratitude for this gift, for not just the ability to meditate, but for this free time in our lives to be able to decondition ourselves from a chaotic past. And if you can, before you sit down on that meditation cushion, try to get into the headspace of seeing how relaxing and peaceful it can be. Try to approach it with joy, enthusiasm, optimism, and lightness. Because the biggest mistake I see people make is that they take meditation too seriously. Just like every other aspect in their lives, they want to be the best. They want to be the best meditator, the most enlightened. And it's one of those situations like learning a musical instrument. Just because you really want to learn faster, it's not going to happen. But the more effort you put in, the more practice you dedicate to it, the faster you see progress. Tip number 2. There is no right way to meditate. I've said there's no wrong way because if you are trying to meditate, you are working on yourself and you are doing something very important. And simply trying and meeting that meditation with where you are currently able to meet it, you are meditating. Even if you are lost in thoughts 99.9% of the time, that is your meditation. We are not all Michael Phelps when we jump in the swimming pool. We are going to be very slow compared to him, but that doesn't matter if we're going to swim laps. It doesn't matter how fast or how good anybody else does. If we swim our best, we improve. And conversely, there is no one right way to meditate, one technique, one method that is superior to the rest. There are such a countless variety of different meditations, each with different benefits. We also don't have to stick to one type of meditation. We can try out all the different types of meditation, and we can use different ones in different times of our lives. Guided meditations can be very relaxing, especially when we're upset or agitated. A mantra can narrow our thoughts down to this one phrase or word or sound, especially when it's very hard to concentrate on something like our breath. And then when we do have a calm mind, then it may be easier to do that breath meditation. When we become angry, we may turn to our loving kindness meditation. When we eat, we can try eating meditation, where we focus on every bite like it was the first. We can walk and go on a walking meditation, giving every moment full awareness of our steps and the ground beneath us. We can repeat mantras that wish all beings well, and we can ask for wisdom and compassion. This is where each of us carves out our own spiritual path, the one that is right for us because we know us the most. Guides and teachers cannot carry us to the mountaintop. They can only point the way. We have to carve out our own path. So explore, play, try. There are 8 billion paths on this planet, one for every person. Which brings me to tip 3. Make life a meditation. I don't know if you're like me, but I know that a lot of people do what I used to do. And what I used to do was I always had headphones in my ears, usually playing a podcast or music or videos or even books, sometimes the radio. When I was sitting somewhere and not just out and about, then I would have a screen in front of me, usually a TV screen, but it could be my phone or my computer. And when I wasn't with friends or family or working, I had my day filled to the brim with content. And not the kind that was spiritual and making me happier. And what I realized is that I was hooked. I was addicted. And it was as insidious as heroin. I was not free. A moment of stillness, and I compulsively would fill that emptiness to avoid my own thoughts. That is what happens when we consume content instead of create. Except with spiritual content, where it reminds us to tune out and to allow for some stillness and silence in our lives, and it gives us the tools to find the peace in there. But when we are consuming mindless content, the kind that doesn't enrich us, but it actually is a crutch, it is a drug. Just like drugs can obliterate our thoughts, these devices zonk us out, and we become entranced, and we are able to escape our own thought stream, which has become too unbearable for most of us. And instead of dealing with that and getting our mind right, we are tuning out and avoiding it and letting it simmer and accumulate under the surface, waiting to cause even bigger problems. And so this is one of the reasons when we sit in meditation, it's so hard and difficult and foreign and strange to us. So what I realized when I discovered how addicted I was to using entertainment mostly to escape my own thoughts, whether it's reading on social media, reading the news, or any other form of consumption, when I can stop my thought stream and either take on someone else's for a little while or to completely get absorbed into an artificial reality. And when I realized this addiction, this hold that phones and technology has on so many of us, I realized I was not free and I was hooked. And I actively sought out silence. And I spent days with no technology, no filling up the silence with music or TV or any shows. And I would just go about my day, sometimes just sitting on the couch thinking. And then when I would do my meditation, it became so much easier because I wasn't a drug addict without my drug going through withdrawal, which is what meditation is for most of us. So this tip to make life a meditation means to spend an hour or two a day where you would normally have headphones in or be on social media or watch TV or fill up the noise in any way. It could be the news. It could be intoxicating substances. Could be gambling. Could be working more than you need to just to fill up the space. And see if you can just experience life like before there were phones. Because when you can get comfortable waiting in line or doing the dishes without headphones in, or being free to not take your phone to the bathroom, as so many people are doing today, meditation becomes a whole lot easier. We get rid of so much of that fidgetiness. There's none of that easily consumed, pleasurable entertainment that we didn't earn, but we're able to consume freely, there to tempt us anymore to get out of our meditation. When we are consuming this drug of easily accessible entertainment and distraction, every chore is just an obstacle to getting what we really want, to getting back to lazy consumption of mindless, pleasurable entertainment that doesn't add value to our life, that doesn't actually make us happier and more peaceful in the long run. So the more we make our life a meditation, the much easier our meditation becomes and the much more benefits we get. It can become a incredibly transformative, peaceful, relaxing practice. It has for me. It will for you. It only feels foreign when we've been filling up time our whole lives. But the more familiar we become with stillness, silence, peace, and calm, the more they become second nature. So get excited about this wonderful opportunity to meditate and how blessed we are to be able to create the time in our day to practice this incredible gift. Play, explore, try new things. Learn from those ancient masters as well, who came around before capitalism, marketing, and promotion, and who passed along a practice purely because every generation saw the results and how powerful this practice is, and make your life a meditation. Stay present, relaxed, and focused throughout your life, throughout good times and bad. Stay balanced, steady, and sturdy on that middle path so that nothing can shake you off of it, because you are firmly rooted in the here and now and intimately familiar with that silent, still spaciousness that underlies all forms. Much love. Thank you so much for listening. If these podcasts bring you some value in your life and you find them helpful, you can support us at eastwesticism.org. That's eastwesticism.org. I am only able to keep making these podcasts and sharing these insights thanks to your generous support, and I am deeply grateful. Thank you. You have been listening to Path to Peace with Todd Perlmutter. Being here and putting in this important and noble work is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself and others. If you found this podcast even a little helpful, please make sure to leave a review so it can reach others who may be in need. And remember, the path to peace starts with a single step.